Hi everyone, Casey James, Next Level Networker. I'm here in beautiful Costa Rica, and I just wanted to send out a quick message to you. I was just on a training call, and it was a really exciting call, and everyone was all excited. And one lady said to me, she said, "I'm really excited. I really expect to be successful." I said, "Well, you don't rise to the level of your expectations. You actually fall to the level of your training." And she says, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, the days of being hyped up and pumping up product and praying and spraying and promoting and hoping," I said, "they don't work." Hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people have got involved in networking before, and almost none of them make it because they're not treating it like a profession. She says, "Well, how do I change that?" I said, "Well, just like you would train in the military where you're learning procedures and practices that are really life and death. I mean, if you don't follow the procedures in a military system, I mean, you could potentially die." And I said, if you put your time and your energy, arguably your time being your life, into the networking industry, wouldn't you want to train for it? Wouldn't you want to prepare? Wouldn't you want to put yourself in a place where you know that you're going to make it? I said, well, that's what the training is all about. So if you really want to expect that you're going to get your dreams and goals, the most important thing to do is dedicate yourself to the training and raise the level of training you have, raise the standards you have of how you transact the business. If you haven't got a digitally segmented list, if you haven't got a customized, authentic message and that you connect and contact people with, if you haven't got the 4 key strategies of SDP, and SDP, which are product, project, plan, and program inside of your message, you're missing it. That means you're not prepared. That means you're literally, just guessing and hoping and promoting and hoping something. Instead, why wouldn't you stop and train and put yourself in a position where you know that you're going to make it? And she got it. She's like, "Oh my God." So the first step is really to dedicate myself to knowing this pattern, knowing the system, knowing the structure, so that I don't just rise to the expectation of my trainings, or I don't just rise to the level of my expectation. I actually raise my training to the level of my expectations. I said, now you got it. So remember one thing when you're thinking about where you're at in your business right now. If you're not getting the results you want, it's not because you probably don't have a dream, or you're not excited, or you're not expecting that you're going to make it. I submit to you that the biggest challenge you're facing, honestly, is that you don't have enough training. You're not professional enough. You're an amateur moving to professional, and that requires diligence. That requires focus. That requires that you do it differently than you've done it before. So, you want to check in and say, hey, have I mastered the pattern for success? Do I actually know all the things I need to do to get this thing to grow? So I just want to encourage you to remember that you don't rise to the level of your expectation. You fall to the level of your training. That defaults you, and now the results you're getting are just based on the quality of training that you're at. So, if I were you and I was in your situation, I'd be like, man, I need to focus on getting that training down. Hey, listen, over the next week or two, invest a week or two, master that training system, follow that pattern, know what you need to know, and do it just like that. So it's in the back of your heart, your mind, you've got it right there, and then go out and drive like crazy for success. But you'll come from a place where you've been trained properly. So again, you don't rise to the level of your expectation. You default to the level of your training. And if that's low, you're going to get low results. You're going to get amateur results. But if you raise the quality of your training up, if you know that pattern and that structure, boy, I'll tell you what, that's when networking explodes. That's when it takes off. So I'm wishing you all the success you're willing to work for and you're willing to train for, because that's really the secret to growing a successful network. So all the best, wishing you the best. It's Casey James from beautiful Costa Rica.